today's episode of Deals of the Week, we are going to see two different PCs that I've never mentioned on this channel, and then one PC that I basically always mention, but the reason being, it's just because I couldn't find a new deal. But I found two. One, it's on a budget actually, and the other one, it's a super high-end gaming desktop. But like I say, basically in every single one of my videos, we will have plenty of gaming desktops down below in the description for every type of budget. And if you want to see more options on a video, you have all of my Deals of the Weeks that I constantly update every single week, as the name says. So don't worry if you have a budget, let's say below $1,300, because I still got you covered. But anyway, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section and I will reply as fast as possible. Without further ado, let's start with the video. With the first PC, we have the Skytech Kernel from Amazon. This one is actually not the same as the one that I've made a whole video about. That was a higher end gaming desktop. This one is $1,300, but it comes with the Ryzen 5 5600X, a really great CPU for gaming. Then you get the RTX 3060 for the GPU. So this is a 1080p orientated gaming desktop. You get 1TB of NVMe SSD, 16 gigs of RAM at 3200 MHz, a 600 watt 80 plus volt power supply. Basically a perfect 1080p gaming PC for $1,300. So that is the max that I would spend on a gaming desktop for a 1080p monitor. So if you have a 1440p monitor, you're looking to spend a little bit more, but if you have a 1080p one, there's actually no reason to spend more than this money on a gaming desktop. Of course, you can go maybe with a 3060 Ti PC instead of a 3060, but in my opinion, it wouldn't make a lot of sense, since this graphics card is going to be great for 1080p competitive gaming, even at 240 FPS on average, depending on the settings of course. But if you want a 1080p 240Hz monitor, this PC is going to run it without any issues. The airflow overall is actually great. You get that from mesh panel and 3 fans on the front. The only thing that is not the best is going to be that CPU cooler, because it's the AMD stock CPU cooler, but these are not bad, so you can get away with the stock CPU cooler for the Ryzen 5 5600X. If you want to upgrade it, you can, of course, but it's not completely necessary. Another thing to keep in mind is that it's a coupon, and that's why this PC is on the list, because it's actually on a deal. There's a coupon that if you click it, you save $100 at checkout, so at the end it's going to be $1,200, not $1,300. So overall, a great price for a great 1080p gaming desktop. With the next one is the one that I always mention. Like I said before, this is only because I couldn't find a better deal than this one, and we are talking about the Blaze gaming desktop. This one is from Newegg. You get the i7-11700F, a fairly similar CPU in terms of gaming as the Ryzen 5 5600X. It's going to be better for multitasking and video editing programs, but for gaming it's going to be really similar. Maybe the i7 is going to be a little less efficient, but keep in mind that here you get the RTX 3060 Ti, so this is more of a 1440p gaming desktop. Of course, you can get it for 1080p as well, but I don't think it's worth the buy just for 1080p. You also get 16 gigs of RAM of DDR4 at 3200 MHz, 1TB of NVMe SSD, and a 240mm all-in-one liquid cooler, so the CPU temps are going to be actually better than the Ryzen 5 5600X from the Kronos one. You still get that from mesh panel. It's a different case, but the airflow is still going to be great. If you buy it for 1080p, there is basically no game that this PC won't be able to run at 1080p. Literally every single game at least 60 FPS on average, and we are talking about ultra settings, ray tracing, even on the most high demanding video games out there. So you can expect a great performance for actually a decent price at $1,500. This one is on a limited time deal, so keep that in mind. We don't know how long this deal is going to last. And with the high-end gaming PC of the video, we have a whooping $4,200 gaming desktop, but here you end up saving $300 because of the deal, and we are talking about the ABS Legend gaming PC. This one comes with the i9-12900K, basically the best CPU on the market right now. And for the GPU, we get the RTX 3080 Ti. This CPU GPU combination, it's basically for 4K 144Hz at least gaming. If you want to go for a 1440p monitor, it's fine, but I would buy at least a 4K monitor. And if you're going for a 1440p one, make sure it's at least 240Hz, because this PC is actually a beast. You get a great desktop for both gaming and multitasking. Of course, the i9-12900K, like I said before, is the best one in terms of everything. Of course, if you're just going to do some gaming, there's no need to go for the i9-12900K. I think that the i5-12600K is actually the best one in terms of price to performance for gaming, but the thing here here is that you get a great CPU for editing softwares. So if you wanna do some heavy stuff on this gaming desktop, I think it's worth to buy, of course depending on your budget, but if you can buy it, I think it's actually going to be a great choice because you're getting one of the best PCs on the market right now. You also get 32 gigs of RAM, of DDR4, actually it's not DDR5, but it doesn't make any difference for now. Then you get 2TB of M.2 NVMe SSD, and this is a great thing because if you're into video editing, you know that usually the files are really big, so 2TB is going to be necessary for a gaming PC of this caliber. Then for the motherboard, you get a T690, basically the best motherboard that you can get right now, and you also get an 850 watt 80 plus volt power supply from Corsair, so basically for upgradability it's going to be great as well. The only downside that I found is that you get a 280mm all-in-one liquid cooler, as you can see on the picture. It's not bad, of course, it's a great CPU cooler, but I think that for the i9-12900K, you at least need a 360 AIO cooler, so temps are not going to be terrible, don't worry, but this is an upgrade that I will make over time if you can afford it. I try to review new PCs every single week, and that's why I didn't bring PCs like the Victus 15L or the new Skytech Kernel from Amazon, but those are deals that you will have in the description and you will always have on my channel. So remember that every single week I talk about new computer deals, so if you want to stay tuned to those videos, leave a like and subscribe, and most importantly hit that bell button so you get notified when I upload them. Thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for the support, and I will see you on the next one.